Hello guys, this is again Showtime with MZ back with another iOS 15 new features and changes video. And in today's one, we are moving forward with the applicational changes, and today we will be covering the third 8 applications. So starting from Weater, finishing with the Translate application. So let's don't waste time and let's begin. But first of all, before we start, of course, I would like to mention that we have already covered these 15 applications that are on the first page, as you can see right over here. And if you want to watch those videos, you can of course click the link right here. And we are starting with this part. Alright, so the first application that's on our list for today is of course the Weater application. And so here, right from the bat, you already see some really important changes. And now the first change that you might have already observed is of course the design change. So all of the options are more rounded and not quite fitting or touching the edges of the screen. So here, as you can see, I have the iOS 14 for comparison, and here is iOS 15, so quite a lot has changed, right? So here you can see all the options are getting till the edges, nothing, like no space left, and here it's all not squared but rounded and much better look overall. Now previously in the iOS 14, the names of the days were written completely. So here you see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But with the iOS 15, it's today, Tu, Wed, The, Friday. And so like the first 3 or 4 letters, well actually 3 letters of the day are listed there. And that all is because we needed to economize some space for the other things that are new in this view, as you can see right over here. So for example, as previously, we now can see the degree change from, for example, 21 to 35, but what is changed is that we also have this line over here. And so it basically, from what I understand, shows, for example, this white circle shows what time is it right now, like what part of the day it is, and from minimum to maximum temperature, as you can see right over here. So I guess now we are at the maximum temperature, almost at maximum temperature. It's 34 degrees maximum, and we are at 33 at the moment. So that's what it shows. It's quite a new thing. We also have some new information over here on the top of the forecast, where you can see, for example, partly cloudy conditions expected around 17 o'clock. And so just information is added over there as well. Another new thing in the Weater application is of course the temperature map, which is down below the forecast. And as you can see, this is what the temperature map looks like. So it basically shows the map of the surrounding area of the place where you are right now, or of the place which temperature and weather you are looking for. And so it basically shows you how the temperature is nearby. So the red is of course hot, and then yellow is medium, and the blue is of course the cold weather or cold temperature. And so we also have this graph that shows us the specific amounts of color and temperature and how they can be interpreted. On this map, you can also choose your location, or you can tap this icon, which will actually give you the list of the locations that you currently have on your Weater application to browse through them with the temperature map, of course. And also there are different views. It can not only show you the temperature and temperature map, but also if you're going to tap on this icon, what it will give you is you can see not only temperature but precipitation and air quality. So this is how the precipitation looks like. So you can kind of see how during the day will this precipitation change. So the chances of rain and all this sort of stuff. And you can choose the time. So this is 12-hour forecast, as you can see right over there. And another view that I already mentioned is air quality. You can also see the air quality, but it's limited to some certain countries. That's why I can't see it right now. By the way, you can open up that view by tapping on the map icon right over here, as you can see, and it will open up the temperature map as well. Now we'll get out of this map, and if we're gonna go scroll a little down, or we'll see all the other information, all the other options that we get. And this design is of course new as well. We have this rounded squares and all the information is in there, such as UV index, sunset, and other stuff. So if we're gonna compare it with the iOS 15, you can see that this information was looking like this, now it's like this, and the UV index, like all of these options have the new icons as well as the new animations and new view basically. So it shows you, for example, where is the sun at the moment on its cycle to sunrise and sunset, as well as how the UV index is right now with the recommendations such as use sun protection until 17 o'clock and other stuff as well over here. And we're going to scroll till the very bottom of the screen. We'll also get an option which says open in maps, and you can open that place in the maps application, of course. And as well as there was another option which would say report an issue, but I don't see it right now, unfortunately. Also, previously, if you would tap on this icon, which is over here, which would basically show you your location, so my location and other stuff as well, has a new view in the iOS 15. So this is iOS 14. I have it here for comparison, and you can tap on this button with the iOS 15 as well. And this is the new view that we get. It's sort of like widgets, but not completely. So yeah, that's a new view. We also don't have this Celsius and Fahrenheit as well as search buttons over here, because we have an entire search field over there, as well as if we will tap on these three dots, we'll actually get an option to edit list, have notifications, also choose Celsius or Fahrenheit, and report an issue. Furthermore, the view for air quality is also different, and it actually shows different numbers. So for example, on the iOS 14, the New York air quality is 43, which is good, but here it's 38, which is good as well. And we also get some information about the air quality or recommendations. Air quality is 38, which is the same as yesterday at about this time. And you can tap see more. Now also, this is the screenshot that I got, and so here you can see the chance of rain, how much it really is, chance of light rain in the next hour, as well as you can also get notifications. So it says stay dry, get notifications when rain or snow is starting or stopping. And so you can enable, of course, the notifications like that by just going out of it here and tapping on those three dots, tapping on the notifications, and when you enable it, you can get the notifications on weather change. For example, on your location, you can just check it, and so weather needs permission, okay, and done. And so you will receive the notifications about the weather change in the location that you marked. Now here I have comparison iOS 14, here iOS 15, and as you can see, chances of rain were next to the icon, not under it, but now they are under the icon, and actually font throughout this entire weather application has a little bit changed. I don't know if you can really guess the difference. And with that, we're concluding the weather application changes and moving forward with the Find My application. So here, as you can see right from the bat, in the Devices tab, we now have the plus icon to add the devices, and this has a completely new look, so we can share my location, add an air tag, or add other item as well, and so you can start adding items. Now actually, this icon of the devices has a new icon as well. So here, this is how it looked with the iOS 14, the Devices tab. So we had iPhone and iPad icons, and now here we have MacBook and I think iPhone. Yeah, that's right, iPhone. And so it was much filled color, now it's just the lines. Now, just like with the devices section here as well, we also get in the people section the plus icon, as well as in the items section, the plus icon is also here, and it always gives you the same functionality. Now here in the items section, while adding an item or tapping add item, we now have an option for add an air tag, and this is the animation that we get searching for air tag. Now in the section me, we now, if we'll scroll down, we now have an option to edit location name, and you can choose from the names listed right here, so home, work, school, gym, and non. And that's it with the Find My application. Now we are moving forward with the Shortcuts application. And so here in the Shortcuts application, one of the new things is that now we have a landscape mode for the shortcuts. Look, just like this, and now we can unlock the shortcuts in the landscape view, which is pretty cool, which we unfortunately didn't have in the iOS 14. I just noticed this change while recording the video. Now another thing that is also new is if we're gonna tap on the plus button, the view of adding a new shortcut is completely different. So here I have iOS 14 for comparison, as you can see right over here, and if we would tap on the plus icon, this is how it would look, and here is iOS 15. Just such a large change over here. You can add a name for a shortcut right from here, so just a shortcut, as well as you can also change the icon and appearance of the shortcut. So icon, color for example, and glyph can also be changed and saved right before the shortcut is even created, any action is created. We also have this tab, which will give us this options over here. So showing share sheet, receive what's on screen, showing sleep mode, show on Apple Watch, which is also new, and other things as well. We also have privacy and set up. And so those filters are actually an alternative to the 3 dots. And now we didn't have, with the iOS 14, we didn't even have the icons, when now we actually do have them. Just like this with the iOS 14. So here's a comparison. Also, adding an action is also different over here. As you can see, this is iOS 14, this is iOS 15. And so we now have browsing. The browsing is actually much easier with the iOS 15. So here we have categories to choose from, as well as here we have all the applications in which, or with which actually, we can create the shortcuts. Isn't that great? And so view of adding a new thing is also new. Here we have just the action that we would need, but here we now have the next action suggestions, which can be now added as well. So round number, calculation result, and other things. And by the way, we also have an option to play that shortcut right before it is actually saved officially. We can also share it right over here, and we can undo some things, as well as redo, of course. So in the iOS 14, after having this action already done, we had to tap next, then add the name. But now with the iOS 15, it's enough to just tap the X button, and now the shortcut is right over here. As you can see, it can be performed very well, and it's basically ready and saved. Now in the automation sections, as you can see right over here, while adding a new automation, and creating a personal automation, we have the new options. So first one is the NFC right over here, but the second one is actually an entire section which is called focus, and so it has do not disturb, personal, and work, and other focuses probably which you will create in the future, as well as sound recognition is also a new thing, new automation availability. And this home icon, while creating a set home automation, is also new. So I have an iOS 14 version to compare over here, and as you can see, this is how the iOS 14 looked like. This is iOS 15, not fully filled, but with more detail, and actually the create automation thing icon is also changed. Now moving forward with the gallery section of the shortcuts application in the iOS 15, we also have the landscape mode over here. As you can see, the landscape view. But also another thing that is also new is that in the gallery, the names of the shortcuts are not only written on the shortcuts themselves, or the sections of the shortcuts, but as well as on the top, as opposed to what we had with the iOS 14. Now also, here we have in the iOS 15 automation suggestions, which is also new. But we also have the new gallery sections as well. 2 new sections, which are get stuff done and get organized. So these are all the automations or suggestions that are in these new sections. Also in the iOS 14, this is how these suggestions look like. So for example, we have the icon, as well as name, and as well as the description next to them. But now with the iOS 15 that has changed. We don't have the description of the shortcut anymore next to them, but we have the plus icon that allows us to add the specific shortcut to the shortcuts list that we also have, or share it. Now the next application that we will cover is the health application right over here, as you can see. And so the new thing, if I'm not mistaken, that is over here is this trends section over here, and you can see the trends for specific things such as steps, walking, running distances, active energy, exercise minutes, and much more. As well as we actually have another new tab over here, which is sharing tab, and this is how it looks: health, sharing, hearing control, data, dashboard and notifications, and private and secure. You can stop the video and of course read all the options that we have right over here. I'm not gonna dive deep inside them. Moving forward with the next application, which isn't the contacts application, but actually it's the files application, because there's nothing new in the contacts application. So in the files, we have this new icon which has these 4 squares, and we're going to tap on it. There are 2 options that it gives us. So the first one is the view option. We can view all the files in icons view or in the list view, just like this. I prefer the icons view. Write in the comment section which one do you prefer. And another thing is the sorting of the files. So we can sort them by name, kind, date, size, tags, and we can also use groups as well. And another thing that is also new is the browse section has another quite changed icon. So this is how it looked with the iOS 14, and this is how it looks with the iOS 15. So it's a little bit rounded, not squared off as it was with the iOS 14. Next up on the list is the stocks application right over here, and the only thing that is changed is if we're going to tap on the edit icon, the icon of adding a new stock has changed a little bit. So this is how it looked previously. It was just the gray plus icon, but now it is actually blue, and not only plus but also add with letters is also written over there. So that's new. And also the last application for today is the translate application, and not many changes can be observed right over here, but here are the ones that I could still find. So in the iOS 14, this is how this screen looked. So we had English and, for example, Russian, and you would tap on it to actually change the language. But now with the iOS 15, we have these little arrows next to the languages, and which will give us this tab to change the language just like this. And we will tap on one of the specific them, one specific out of them, then we will type like that, and so we're tapping English to translate to Russian. So I guess you understand what I'm saying. Also, we get this icon with the 3 dots, as you can see right over here, that gives us completely new options. So 2 new options. First one is detect language, and the second one is play translations, which will basically speak the translations that you have written right over here. So maybe you need a pronunciation to be correct or something like that. That's when you will need this feature. And last but not least, there is an entire new section of conversation, which basically allows you to have a conversation while using this translate application. So for example, I'm an English person talking to the Russian person, and the translate app is translating everything. So for example, this is how it works. Hello, please have a nice day. And so as you can see, it already translated everything to that second person. If I will tap on it, I can also reply, so just like this. And so you can tap on one of the translations, and so it will translate. Basically, you can have the conversation, but you can also tap on one of the translations to get it in full screen. You can make it the favorite translation, or you can play it. Look, just like this.
Здравствуйте, пожалуйста, хорошего дня.
Yeah, and so basically we also have this new feature, which is side by side or face to face. So it basically creates this sort of different stuff. And so here is the Russian speaker, here's the Russian speaker, here's the English speaker, and this is how it will look. So basically I'm here and the Russian speaker is standing on this side of the screen, and so we're talking. Hello, welcome to England. And so as you can see, it's translated, and it tells the Russian speaker what he's saying. And so then the Russian speaker can reply, "Спасибо большое."
Many thanks.
And then it will translate to the English speaker. The side-by-side view is much better, I think, and we also have the 3 dots icon, which will also give us play translation, auto translation, clear translation. Just like that. And this are all the new features and changes that can be found in these applications. Well, at least the ones that I found. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel because it means really a lot. Click like, and I'll see you guys in one of the videos that you are seeing on your screen. Bye!